Becoming a better student. Reading. Being a college student means you will read a lot. Not only will you have many reading assignments, you will also have a wide variety of reading materials, from textbooks, professional manuals, workbooks, online tutorials, software programs, PDF documents, and PowerPoint slide presentations. With all these different materials, you will need to employ different strategies to successfully pull out the information that is relevant and skip over the parts that won't contribute to your learning. But how do you decide what material is important and which strategy to use? Here are some tips for picking your strategy. Decide if you need to grasp the main idea, or do you need to master specific details of a concept? Or do you need to perform a technical process and follow step-by-step instructions? If you are reading a textbook, you might invest some time in recon before you just start on the first page and read all the way through. Actually, you should read backwards, meaning turn to the end of the chapter and look over the review questions, then read the end of chapter summary. Then skim over the headings throughout the chapter so you get a feel for the topics and how the chapter is structured. This also helps you to go back and find the specific sections that you want to read more thoroughly. Finally, at the front of the chapter, read over the introduction, which should set up the learning objectives. You will discover that you probably don't need to read every page thoroughly, and you should spend more time on some sections if those are more relevant. Here's another tip for any kind of reading material. Study the graphs, charts, and illustrations. Most readers skip over these features, thinking that everything they need to know is written in the text. However, the graphs, charts, and illustrations can often help us visualize the key points, and that leads to better understanding and better recall for exams. As you study these features, think about what the graphs, charts, and illustrations convey, and then try to explain to someone else, like a friend, what is important in this graph, chart, or illustration. If you can explain it to someone else, then you probably understand it pretty well. Another strategy for learning and preparing for exams is to quiz yourself. Make flashcards over your reading assignments. Anticipate test questions. Create your own study guide. Remember that deep learning takes time. You cannot expect to learn everything perfectly after seeing it just once. If you come back to the material several times, taking on just a small chunk at a time, you will be more likely to build those neural pathways in your brain, which means deeper learning, better understanding, and better recall. If you have any questions or concerns, you are always welcome to reach out to the Director for Distance Learning at Washburn Tech. Phone 785-670-3338 or by email virtual-college@washburn.edu.